Well, good morning, everybody. Yes, it is morning. I went to bed last night and did not do the video. Bad me. New Year's resolution, get things done earlier, right? All right, welcome back to the first set of notes for the calendar year 2020. We're doing lesson 5-1 on integers. Today's date is 1/6/2020. Now, I heard something that we need to write 2020 for this entire year because if we don't write 20, then anyone could fill in the last two digits and it could mess up everything. So here we go. Integers. We talked about this a little bit when we were getting ready for the zombie elves, where we were multiplying integers. But I want to give you, again, a definition of what is an integer. And we're going to kind of explore it from a couple different ways. So an integer, or let's say integers, they are going to be whole numbers. So that's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no fractions, no decimals. Whole numbers and their opposites. Okay, so let's go back to whole numbers and let's kind of explore that. So whole numbers, like I mentioned, start with the number 0, and then it's going to be the positive counting numbers. Okay, now here's something that's a little strange. We're going to highlight, remember we talked about 0 is kind of a weirdo? Well, he's weird again. If integers are whole numbers and their opposites, 0 kind of is weird because he has no opposites. He's just 0. Okay, so you got to keep that in mind. So there's no such thing as negative 0 or positive 0. 0 is just 0. Okay, now when it comes to the opposites, we're talking about the negative counting numbers. So I could hear some of you maybe thinking, okay, well, if integers are positive and negative whole numbers, then what about, can I have a negative fraction or a negative decimal, negative percent? And the answer is yes, you can. Okay, they would be called rational numbers. All right, rational numbers takes care of every other number that's not a whole number or the opposite. So you can have negatives that are in the negative numbers that are fractions and decimals as well. Okay? All right, so what I've got here is a little chart for you, and it says parts of a number line, and we're going to label each part of the number line using the choices from the word bank below. So first guy, pretty easy to locate, is the 0. He is very clear, loud, and in the middle of this particular number line. Not all number lines look exactly like this, where it's balanced with the same amount of digits on the right of the 0 as the left of the 0. Okay, so bink, done. So let's look for opposites. So opposites are going to be the negative, are going to be numbers that are the same number but with different signs. So if you notice here, there's a 2 and there's a negative 2. Those are opposites. So any number that has a positive and a negative, there's 2 of them, those would be called opposites. Okay, so we got opposites. Positive integers, let's see, positive integers would be to the right of 0. And negative integers, I'm going to give him a different color. So we got the positive integers are done. Let's do negative integers. So negative integers would be here to the left of 0. these are left of 0. Okay, that looks like cleft, doesn't it? Let's try erasing that and making it a little neater. There we go. Okay, so pink. All right, so we're going to do a little drawing, and we're going to do a number line. We're going to put 0 in the center, and we're going to go 7 each direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're going to just label every other number. 2, 4, 6, -2, -4, -6. And let's say I wanted you to graph these two values. And I wanted you to graph a +3. Now I can write 3 this way, or I could write it with a plus sign in front. It doesn't matter. Most people just do it without. So if you don't see a sign in front of a number, then you are going to have a positive number, right? And then let's graph -7. Okay, so what I'm going to do is start from 0, and I'm going to go to the right 1, 2, 3 places. So boom, boom, boom. So that's your -3. And then, I mean, what am I talking about? Jeez. That's going to be your +3. Hello. Yep, I haven't had enough coffee yet. All right, this guy, now we're going to go to the left. 1 from 0, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Doesn't like me drawing a 0 my point here. And that's your -7. Now, do you need to draw those little loopies? No, I'm just telling you how I got from one place to the next. So those are your opposites. Now, we just don't deal with numbers sometimes. What we're going to deal with is situations. So what we're going to do is talk about words that mean positive. It's going to be a positive integer, and words that are going to tell us it's going to be a negative integer. So we're going to talk about positive integer words. Because the whole point for us understanding integers is to be able to look at a situation, tell whether it's a positive or negative. Okay, so I'm going to just list some, and these are not everything that you might see. So the word above would be positive. The word gain would be positive. A profit means you made money. That's positive. Deposit means you added money to your account. Increase, things have gotten better. Ascend, that means you're going up on like an elevator. Let's see, we've got save. That's good. Spend, oh, sorry, that doesn't belong there. Save, we've got above sea level. Okay, we've got income coming in. We've got, let's see, yeah, that's about it. So let's talk about negative integer words. So this would be things like below, deficit, that means you're in the red, as they call it. That's a bad place to be. We've got spend, there's where spend belongs. Below sea level. We've got deduct, that means take away. That's not good. Loss, oof, that's not good. We've got decrease, Going down. We've got to withdraw. Taking money out. Descend. Going down in the escalator or an elevator. Okay? So these are the kind of words you're going to be listening to determine whether it's a positive situation or a negative situation. All right, I'm going to flip to the next page. And we're going to give you a real world situation. So it's right here. Examples of real world integers. So we have a little foldable here, and we're going to go ahead and go through this. So temperatures, especially this time of year where it is possible to see negative temperatures, we're going to label where they would be on that thermometer. Okay, so first thing I'm going to look at is we have 0 in the middle, we have up to 10 degrees at the top, and we have 10 degrees, negative 10 degrees below. Now some of you might say, okay, wait a second, this isn't making sense. Well, it is. All right, so wait a second, let's count our numbers here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tick marks to get to 10. Oh, so what does that tell me? It tells me we're counting by 2s, okay? So let's go ahead and start doing these. So 4 degrees Fahrenheit, up from the 0 towards the 10, 2 degrees, 4 degrees. So here's 4 degrees, would be at this mark. 9 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so we go up from 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, and then we've got to make a mark here ourselves. And that's going to be our 9 degrees. Okay, he doesn't like me writing. I don't know what the problem is today. There we go. 9 degrees. I got a whole lot of mess over here. Let's clean up my mess. Sorry. Let's see, negative. Ooh, now we're going to go negative. So negative 3 degrees will go down negative 2, negative 4. So it's got to be between here. That's your negative 3 degrees. And then we have negative 8. So negative 2, negative 4, negative 6. Here's your negative 8 degrees. And then 2.5, ooh, that's positive. So let's see, we got 2 degrees, we got 3 degrees, so 3 would be in the middle. This would be about, yeah, I'm gonna go a little higher. It's hard to do it with my Apple Pen. Yeah, we'll just do it there. So that would be your 2.5 degrees. And then we've got the same thing, but in the opposite direction. So if we've got negative 3 degrees here, that's going to make negative 2.5 degrees here. Okay? So what we can say is that these two guys, the 2.5 degrees and the negative 2.5 degrees, those are opposites. And by the way, sorry that you can see part of my counter. So which temperature is the coldest temperature that you labeled? So coldest is going to be the farthest down. So that's going to be the negative 8 degrees. Fahrenheit. And which temperature is the warmest temperature that you labeled? So we're going to go as high up as we labeled, and that's going to be the positive 9 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay? So now I'm going to just kind of take some situations and we're going to write things down. So kind of using those words from the page before, we're going to talk about some positive situations and negative. So let's start with some positives. So if something is above sea level, that's going to give you a positive 12, and then you have to have a label to it, feet, okay? Now you don't have to write the positive sign, I'm just accentuating it here. If I gain weight, which by the way, thank you for all the goodies, that's going to be a positive 5 pound. Now, for some people you'd say that's not very positive, that sounds like a negative thing. I agree with you. Football. you're going to be hearing things like gaining yards. So this is football. And that would be positive 10 yards. And then deposit money. Let's say you got some money for Christmas. Deposit money into an account. That would be something like positive $50. Okay, let's talk about some negative situations. Below sea level. And that would be something like negative 20 feet. Now this time you have to have the negative in front, otherwise it looks like a positive number. Let's say that you lose weight, which I intend to. That's going to be a negative 3 pounds. So you've taken away 3 pounds. Okay. You can lose yards. Let's say loss of yards. And again, we're talking football. So something like negative 5 yards. So let's say somebody gets tackled behind the line of scrimmage. That's a loss, okay? And then, sadly, after all of our Christmas spending, we have a lot of withdrawals taking place. So withdraw money from account. And that's going to be a negative $25. So you're taking $25 out of your account. All right, so that's it for the introduction to integers for today. Have a great day, guys. See you later.